Pioneer has been defined as someone who pushes boundaries to advance a cause or an idea. Our next inductee, Mark London, is a bowler. He's a very good bowler. He is one of 5 former St. Cloud State bowlers to win a PBA regional title. In 2007, he finished 4th in all events at the US Open Championships. 2005-2006 bowling season, he was the sport bowling high average national leader. He has been on Motive staff for many, many years. But that's only part of the story. Mark isn't just a bowler. He is a journalist who has made it his life's work to keep the sport of bowling in mainstream media. He has written pieces for Bowlers Journal International, ABC Bowling, PBA.com, Flow Bowling, Bowling This Month. He contributes a monthly column just paying attention to the bowling news out of Texas. He was the first commentator on all 4 major live stream services, Bowl TV, InsideBowling.com, BowlStream.com, and PBA Extra Frame. In 2023, he was inducted into the International Media Association Hall of Fame. Mark London is here tonight because he's a storyteller. A storyteller who started his journalistic path in Wilmer, Minnesota, to where he is now using his talents to spread the word about bowling to a national audience. It is my honor to introduce my friend of many years, Mark London.
Thanks, Billy. And say hi to my wife, who couldn't be here tonight, watching fur babies. And don't worry, I'm gonna have Billy give me cues to how much time. She said not to go over.
I got it.
All right, we're gonna do it this way. So, all right. First thing I'm gonna do is congratulate the other honorees tonight. I can't wait to hear your stories. I didn't think I'd go first, but oh well, things happen. So I hope I don't, and I hope I don't give you carpal tunnel because I'm not talking. Don't worry, my wife will text me in a minute now.
I got your phone, we're good.
All right, so good evening, and what can I tell you? Yes, that's right. I'm not from Wilmer, but that's where the story began. My dad was in the newspaper business for 35 years. And he asked me a question at one point about something that happened only one other time recently. The string pin setters, I heard all about earlier today. Well, that appeared on the front page of the Wall Street Journal, a newspaper dedicated to business and finance. Just recently. First time it happened was 42 years ago. Anybody remember what happened in July of 1982 to a guy named Glenn Allison? Yeah, I thought you would. So anyway, my dad was in the habit of taking a newspaper, putting it out on his desk, and having me read it. So I did. I'm familiar with it anyway. So he asked me later on, "Did you see that story?" And he asked me, "Son," as he said when he was trying to get my attention, I mean, at 19, you're not thinking about big questions, but this was going to be a big one, not the usual ones you hear at 19. "Son, are you sure you want to be in a business and an industry that does something like this to its heroes?" Okay, I'm 19, I'm halfway through my years at St. Cloud State. Quite a question, huh? So I thought for what seemed like 10 minutes, it was more like probably 10 seconds, I'm gonna do it differently. I swear I'm gonna do it differently. So that's what I set out to do, but not thinking that I could merge the media and the bowling together. So a couple years later, the first story I actually did for our St. Cloud State student television station, UTDS, was about a guy that many of you have probably met and have at least heard about. Well, at least Chris Schenkel used to say his hometown name at least twice every show he made. I'm speaking, of course, of the Sultan of South St. Paul. That seer, sage, soothsayer, all-knowing, all-omniscient, and I swear to God, Charlie told me this the other day and I couldn't believe it, the only Twin Cities sports personality never to be interviewed by Sid Hartman. Sid interviewed everybody except Charlie Tapp. So after our interview, he was on campus for a fundraiser, Big Brothers Big Sisters downstairs in St. Cloud State, in the student union. And afterwards, I did something that was not quite kosher. It still really isn't today. Nowadays, reporters may ask an interview subject if they're famous enough for a selfie. Back then, it was an autograph. And so Charlie was kind enough. I said, okay, all right, well, don't write it to me. Write it to the team, the St. Cloud State bowling team. So he did. To the St. Cloud State varsity bowling team, thank you for your support. It's very much appreciated. To London, please stay out of my hair. Apparently I got a reaction out of, the guy who's so shy. He's not really shy at all. He's quite the storyteller, and I hope he's up here one of these days. He made 20 shows in 6 years in the early 80s. Oh, I'm sorry, I heard another number. Anyway, but I digress. But anyway, he made a lot of shows and formed quite an impression on me, and we formed a friendship over the years as well. And maybe he felt sorry for me because I said I was from Wilbur at some point. So later on, I did some local cable television. How much time do I have left? Okay, good, thanks. Again, my wife is watching on YouTube. Okay. I'm gonna give her carbon, I swear. Sorry. So I did local cable television for regional finals with some of you folks may know Dave Kaiser, formerly of CCX Media, Northwest Community Television back in Brooklyn Park, I think they're out of. Anyway, did things with him. He went to St. Cloud State, also was a bowler, bowled ACY with him, and some guy named Mike Kingery, a major leaguer, brother won the Peterson one year, and worked at Cedarville for a couple shows with Johnny Canton, formerly of WLTE, before he retired. That was always fun, working those finals with him. Kindest man, if you've never met him, pure professional, just a true gentleman. The final thing of the announcing took place a few years later, 7 years ago now. I was asked by Craig Elliott and the Bowler Show podcast host, Dave Oswald, if I could join them to do the 2017 Lucy Doubles in Houston. That's both pro tours, PBA and PWBA. I said, okay, sure. Oh, twist my hair, please. So during, if you watch live stream pro tour, they have a thing where between games, the announcer just shut up. And I thought, well, we really should check the chat or something and welcome people who are watching the telecast, because there's nothing really as television. So I texted Brady Stearns, Mr. 900 Brady Stearns. I said, is your dad watching? Yes. Oh yeah, he's watching. He watches all the time. He was one of the original Strike Pass subscribers, PBA's first live stream service. So I said, great. We're going to thank him for being one of the original subscribers. And I might slip in that I knew him from St. Cloud and all that. So break comes, no action for 3 minutes, and I let her rip. I announce it, get out of it, fine, no problem. After the next game, I get a little visit from a guy named Tom Clark, PBA Commissioner Tom Clark, who knows media. I mean, he understands. He didn't hear the first half of that. So he was coming by to ask, why did I go through that whole spiel? I said, Tom, I said he's one of the original PBA Strike Pass subscribers. We really need to thank him. Oh, okay. And then he walks away. Can't figure that one out, but anyway. But I wanted to get into the people I wanted to thank. Of course, my wife Michelle, who when I met her and married her nearly 20 years ago. Yeah, Mark, go ahead and bowl, do whatever. Oh, we're down to 3 now. Great. Okay, I'm going to hurry up here. My Just Paying Attention column, I got to thank the original editor and publisher of that, Don Lattis, the late Don Lattis of Joliet. My current editor and publisher, Tony and Jeannie Franklin of the Bowling News at thebowlingnews.net, if you want to read some of the stuff I write. Bill Vint of the most recently the PB before he passed. I sent him the 3rd article I ever wrote saying, am I onto something? Didn't hear from him for 6 months, and I get a letter back. Yeah, we want to publish your piece in that ABC bowling publication that Bill mentioned earlier. I'm a broadcast guy, I'm not a writer. I mean, come on, but they did, so that's fine too. And also, State USBC, those who voted on Hall of Fame, thank you very much. You're very kind for, not the well reference, but for all the stuff that I've done since. Also my interview subjects from around the state that everybody knows. I interviewed Darren Hansen on his health issues, Amanda Vermilia on her health issues, and also the man who's probably the most interesting Minnesotan in the industry of bowling, who's going to be giving a USBC Hall of Fame speech in the next couple of years, Matty, Mr. McHonor. There's only 3 guys that have won 4 Eagles before the age of 30, and he's one of them. So I know you've dealt with him before, but he's truly one of a kind. And I also want to thank former Viking place kicker Fred Cox. Why do you think I want to do that? Anybody who's drilled a ball, anybody who's tried to teach somebody how to throw a ball, you take a football and throw it underhanded. See, just like that. If you have a nice tight spiral, that's the motion you use. And what's the easiest thing to throw like that? A Nerf football. Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Fred. And what else? Okay, we got now we're to the meat of the act. Good. My final story. I've been waiting literally 40 years to tell this little anecdote. It's clean. If you have kids, bring them into the room. Call the neighbors, wake the kids. Sectionals, 1984. That woman was there with us too. She doesn't want to admit it, but she was there. All of our group of friends all made sectionals that year in Kansas City. First week of the baseball season. Kansas City rules had tickets for $2. You sit in the upper deck. So before competition, we're there the night before. Let's go. Let's go have some fun. And by the way, they're playing the Yankees. Okay, the Yankees, whatever. Well, if you know your baseball, and if you know Golden Gopher athletes, which Yankee played for the U of M? Was one of the, probably on the Mount Rushmore of athletes of the U of M? That's right, Dave Winfield. So, 2 of the guys who were with us, Pete Riola and Al Gutenfelder.
This is not a clean story.
No, I cleaned it up. It is, this portion's clean.
Or it's not kid friendly, it's not that pretty.
I've only got 30 seconds. I gotta get out of here. So, so anyway, okay. He walks up to the plate the first time he's up, 2nd inning. Now I had to go to retro sheet to look this up. He gets halfway to the plate, and Pete Rolla says, okay, stand up. So he told Gutenfelder to stand up. The 2 of them, they thought, well, we'll tell Winfield we're here. How else do you do that to a gopher? You sing the rouser. So they didn't sing, they didn't say, they didn't shout, they screamed it. Just 2 of them from the upper deck, they're more than 100 feet away. Nothing, no reaction. So Winfield grounds out. 4th inning. The 2 guys, especially Pete, turn around to the rest of the other 8 of us and say, we got to do this together. We're gonna get a reaction out of them. I swear to God, we're gonna do it. So then all of us stand up and we all scream it. So Winfield goes up to the plate. He's got his bat with him, and he kind of turns and set it up there like he's a pesky fly or something. No, that's all that happened. So he struck out that time. 7th inning, he comes out the final time. Riola is literally, you can see the blood lump. His thing is popped out of his neck. we gotta do it this time. We're like this close to get a reaction. So we all stand up, we scream the rouser at the top of our lungs, all 10 of us. So Winfield gets to that dirt circle around the plate, finally turns around, sees us, tips his hat, goes up, we're going nuts. We got a reaction. 2 pitches later, he singles to right field, knocks in a run. We're going absolutely ballistic. We got a reaction out of the Dave Winfield, and we're just a bunch of crazy college kids. That's some of the things that you just never know spontaneously happened, and you only remember them if you're just paying attention. The name of the column for the last 26 years. So, guess what, folks? You can wake up your neighbor. That's my speech, and I am out of here. Thank you.